couldn't really do anything. So eventually my mom was like, okay, you got to go to the hospital. And so eventually, you know, I went to the hospital, and for a while they didn't really understand like what was going on with me. But the crazy part is that I had my middle name is LeByron, and I have an uncle named LeByron, and he died from bacterial meningitis on the day I was born. So I was born on January 15th.
Wow.
And he died 2 years before I was born on January 15th. And so that's why I have his middle name. And so luckily, you know, we was blessed enough to know, my family was blessed enough to know like the symptoms from when he was sick. And they told the doctors, like, you should test him for bacterial meningitis. And at first they weren't going to test me, you know, they were skeptical about it. And so eventually they did, and I had to get a spinal tap. So that's like a
that
shock.
hurts, right?
Yeah, and it's really dangerous too, because you can end up being paralyzed from it if you move a certain way, because you can't move. You got to be still because you're getting a shot, you know, near your spine. And so I had to be still, and so there was a danger within that. And so, you know, after a while, you know, they gave me some antibiotics. They found out that I had bacterial meningitis. So I was in the hospital for about a week. And so, you know, after that, they kind of told me that I wasn't going to be able to play competitive basketball. You know, so me being at Michigan State was probably out of the picture, you know. Me playing competitive basketball anymore or competitive sports at a high level was out of the picture. You know, a lot of the side effects, you know, after it, you know, you could be blind, you could be deaf. You know, our trainer said, Nick Ritchie, he said he never met anybody that survived it that had all their limbs. So like he said, the people that he met that had it, they either lost like a limb, like a leg or arm or something like that. So it was just really, it's a blessing from God to be able to live, you know, through that, because I didn't really know whether I was going to live or die, you know, each day, each second, each moment. So, you know, to be able to for that to be my testimony, you know, and to be in front of you now telling you about it is only a blessing from God. Only God can do that. And, you know, I'm just thankful that, you know, he said he spared my life. So I just have a reason every day, you know, to be thankful. But also I understand I have a bigger purpose than just basketball, because I'm here for a reason. Basketball is only this. If this is life, this court is life, this is how big basketball is. So it's all about perspective. Basketball is just a platform, you know, for me to be able to, you know, share people the good news about the kingdom, share the gospel, and just try to, you know, bring people to Christ.
Is that spirituality? I mean, you probably came into school with that, but are there any teammates that you really, you know, share Bible study with, or you know?
Definitely. It'd be Tom and Miles, definitely. You know, I think this team, you know, overall is a very spiritual team, you know, across the board. But I think the two guys that we really like get into the Word with a lot, Tom and Miles. And you know, we really just ever since we came across each other's paths, it's crazy. I don't think it's ever been a day where we haven't talked about God. And, you know, what He's done in our life, because just as I have a story, Miles got a story, and Tom has a story. And, you know, it's just crazy how God brought us all together. And I think the bond that we have is kind of a divine bond, you know, something that's really set up, you know, by God, you know, for a reason. And so those are the guys that I really try to, you know, get into the Word with and try to grow spiritually.
You met Miles in AAU, right?
I met Miles. I knew of Miles in AAU. I knew of him, and then I actually met him at the McDonald's All-American game. But I really got close with him when I got here. So like, I didn't know him as much at the McDonald's game. You know, we kind of talked. But when I got here, that's when we really became close.
Thanks, Josh. My cousin, he had meningococcal meningitis, and that was scary. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
Proud you made it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, I appreciate it, man.
When you talk about doctors saying you're never going to play pro basketball, a verse came to mind. I know the plans that I have for you.
Yeah.
And does that really just cement in it? The doctors didn't have an agenda against you. It wasn't that they disliked you, but it doesn't matter what man thinks. It's just, it's when he says, hey, in my kingdom, I have a plan for you.
Well, yeah, you know, when you're a citizen of the kingdom, you know, when you're a part of God's kingdom, you know, I think it's Isaiah 53, you know, 4 and 5, it says that, you know, just to paraphrase it, Jesus died, you know, for our sins. He died so that we may be healed. You know, just like Jesus died for our salvation, He died for our healing. So the healing is free. It's just about, you know, if you want to accept it. And like He said, you know, plans for the prosper. That's Jeremiah 29:11. And so, you know, it's another verse that I really like. It's Psalms 139. And it just talks about, you know, how God's plans for us outnumber the grains of the sands on the seashore. So just to think about that, if you really think about it, if you ever scooped up a grain of sand, in your hand, just the sand alone in your hand, that's a lot of grains. So just to think about the grains of the sands on all the seashores is like unbelievable to me, to know that God's plans outnumber those grains. And so I just feel like, I'm just blessed and highly favored to be in the position that I am.
Awesome.